Always happy to have him on the show. Jason, thanks so much for coming on tonight. No one ever says this, but I think it's true, that the bulwark against white supremacy, supremacy of any kind, racial supremacy of any kind, is faith. And that people of faith are far less likely, in fact, they're commanded not to judge people on the basis of how they were born. Why does nobody say that?
Tucker, I'm so glad you're going there because you're speaking the absolute truth. This is secular values blossoming and coming into power, and the left and this power elite, I just can't blame just the left, political elites are demonizing the people they are supposed to represent. This is an attack on the American people. Black people, as I said on Monday, are being fooled into thinking this is some sort of defense of us. It is not. When you start talking about basically a war on white supremacy, basically a war on people that you disagree with politically, because that's all this is. Whoever the left disagrees with gets painted as a white supremacist. It's happened to me. I'm black. I'm proudly black with 2 black parents, black siblings. I'm in no denial. I'm proud of being black. But now because I express conservative values, conservative non-political values, I'm seen as a friend of white supremacists. I'm a white supremacist. Anybody that disagrees with the left is a white supremacist. And now with this war on white supremacy, just like the war on drugs was an attack on the working class and poor, we're about to see it all over again. And I just want to reach out to black people and to let's quit being used as a pawn by a political organization, the left, Democrats. They're punching down. They're attacking 75 million people that voted for Trump. And in that attack, they're also attacking you. Trust me.
Exactly.
At some point, they're coming for you as well. This is not a defense of you. This whole thing, I've lived long enough to know the racial progress America has made. And so today, in his speech about white supremacy and people, Nicole Wallace talking about truth and the lies that have been told have justified this violence at the Capitol. What about the lies we listened to all summer about the police killing black people randomly? And they got everybody wound up in riots and violence all across the country. Police officers assassinated, citizens assassinated. No one gets blamed for that. But people walk into the Capitol unarmed, and this is Pearl Harbor. This is 9/11 all over again, and we have to have a war on white supremacy like we had a war on terror. They got to cut it out, Tucker. They got to cut it out. This is dangerous.
I agree. I'm worried, and it is about power, or else they would make the faith-based case against racism, which is the one that you and I grew up with in this country. They said, don't judge other people because what matters is inside, right? But I wonder, you mentioned the BLM movement that really kind of took over a lot of the country, funded by our most powerful corporations over the summer. That is a political movement. Put it in context for us. What would you compare that to?
Well, I compare Black Lives Matters to the KKK. I really do, and some people don't understand it. But if you go back to the 1860s, after the Emancipation Proclamation, the KKK was started, and it was the enforcement arm of the Democratic Party. And what's the enforcement arm of the Democratic Party right now? Black Lives Matter and Antifa. They will come to your home and violate your home, try to intimidate the people in your home if they disagree with you politically. Black Lives Matter, a Marxist organization. Marxism is hostile towards religion. That's why I'm glad you went there today. These are atheist values being expressed from our leaders, demonizing individual citizens here in America, branding them as white supremacists because they decided, because we disagree with their opinion about something. This is lunacy, and it's dangerous.
What I love about your analysis, and I think the reason you're able to see this so clearly when so many others don't, is you understand these struggles as about power. as one group trying to impose its will upon another. That really is the central dynamic in politics. It's power, right? It's not primarily race, it's power. And I don't know why that's not obvious to more people.
They've come up with a strategy, Tucker, the Democrats, and you got to tip your hat to them. It's an evil strategy, but it is working. They have convinced the public, if you want to not be considered racist, support Democrats, support the left. That's the way to inoculate yourself from ever being accused of racism or being a sellout to your black race. That is their